tomorrow's the day and I'm getting out.
I couldn't sleep.
What was the moment you got to tell people, your people on the outside? What was that moment on? Like a call to your biological mom, to your brother. Like what was that like?
Um, it was great. I mean, when I say great, it it's an exhilaration to tell somebody like my biological mother and my brother who, had supported me for so many years to say, "Hey, as long as I keep my nose clean and I do what they tell me to do on these things, then I'm going to get out on this date, and my mom was like, you sure?" you know, because a lot of times in the prison systems you can be told one thing, but that doesn't always pan out. And my brother, your father-in-law, had already threatened me if I'd have gotten in another fight years before, then he was going to be done with me because he knew I had one shot. And he didn't want me to get in any more trouble and ruin that shot. So I already kind of knew where he was. And since he had a helping hand with the lawyers, I was trying to pay special attention to doing what he would want me to do.
See, that's something that I didn't know. But
Yeah.
that's who knew? He knows how to set down a boundary.
Oh gosh. There was another miracle that happened with him um,
Okay.
in this whole scenario. See, when he got the bill for the lawyer, he didn't have that money at the time, and he prayed. Yes, my brother prayed. Okay,
What
and
about miracles?
oh gosh, he prayed about the money, and the money showed up unexpectedly. Yeah, and he knew that that had to be an answer to that prayer. And I knew because I was like, that shouldn't have happened. And it did. So I felt like the whole scenario was perfect. You just asked about what it was like. I have to say that the miracle in this was God knew that if I had gone to the big city, I would have had a whole lot more problems acclimating to society. But where I went was perfect. I was nothing but around people who believed in me, people who had spirituality, people who belonged to a church that had known about me for years and had been praying for me for over 20 years. And it was a small county and it just worked out perfectly. I couldn't have asked if it had been up to me, I'd have messed it up, to be honest, because I thought
You got the truth for almost everybody.
yeah, yeah. And in being in the pandemic, it kind of kept me from a lot of situations right at front because you couldn't go a lot of places, which was funny because
I,
the only place I could go with permission from my parole officer was to go over to the border to Tennessee because it was really close. So border counties are a little different in every state. So I could go over to the border to Tennessee. Tennessee was like there was no pandemic. When you went there, nobody had masks on. Everybody acted, I mean, they were like, oh, we ain't worried about that stuff. You went to North Carolina and everybody was
Tennessee.
like masked up and it was something else.